Bit of a long queue. Welcome. I don't know if you can see it. We've actually moved, but the queue is still infinitely long, so yeah. Woo!
That's why I came back.
We're here.
50th anniversary collector's items brochures. £15 for one, £20 for two. You'll have all the brands today as to what you want to buy.
Come quick there. After queuing for about 100 hours, we are finally near somewhere. We were moving a minute ago, but I don't think we're going to move again for another while. Well, I hope I'm wrong. Still.
They're probably getting when everyone keeps it inside and then
Taking a long time.
Our future depends on one single moment of one impossible day. Death running from all my life. The day of the doctor.
Oh, it's one of the girls, Susan Foreman.
Susan Foreman? She's a genius.
I like walking through the dark. It's mysterious. It's just an old junkyard. And there's nothing in the middle is number 76 Totter's Lane.
It's a lie.
What are you doing here?
We're looking for a girl. What's the old boy like? He's a doctor, isn't he?
Is it reasonable to suppose that anybody would be inside a cabinet like that?
Then what are you afraid to show? Doing up there? She is in there. Who's the dog?
£1,000. since 7 men walked down here, I literally scream with fright.
This is BBC One.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, presenting the special effects show for us today, please welcome from the BBC's Bang Goes the Theory and Supersized Earth, Dallas Campbell. We got Nicola. Give Nicola a big. It's great to be here, and of course, it's all about tonight, the big build-up. Yeah. 10 to 7, I'll be watching X Factor. BBC. ITV. You're going to have an amazing day today. There is so much for you to do. There's a big hall full of exhibits, all kinds of things for you to explore and spend the day. There's going to be another couple of shows which are unbelievably exciting. So you've got the Regenerations show, where you're going to meet some of the old past doctors, including Sylvester McCoy and Peter Davidson and Colin Baker, and some guy with a scarf. I once queued in 1976 for 3 hours to meet Tom Baker at the Eldon Square shopping centre in Newcastle. And he gave me Jelly Baby. You better remember me, otherwise there'll be trouble. So we've got that to look forward to, and also there's the 11th Hour show with the current incarnation. Matt Smith will be there, so you'll be able to see Matt Smith and others in conversation. But today, as a sort of aperitif, as a little warm-up, as a starter for you, we're going to go behind the scenes, behind the camera, as it were. One of the most important aspects to this fantastic and fabulous series that we're celebrating today is... dead centre. You okay, mate? You tell everyone what your name is.
Lucas.
Yeah! Woo! Lucas, how does it feel to be the next Doctor?
Okay.
So, after Matt Smith and before Peter Capaldi, there was Lucas. And from now on, when you get to job interviews and things, you'll be able to press Doctor Who. The next Doctor. How does that, is that good?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Now, we also need an assistant to help Lucas. Okay, the assistant needs to be a bit of a special effects person. Hands up. Do we have? Oh, okay. I want to assist you in defeating the Simon. Who have we got? Carmela, where have we got? Where are you? Okay, you right here. Oh, we have got someone.
Oh, we got someone.
Will you look after Lucas?
Okay.
You look after Lucas. Come.
Wow, it's
What's your name? Becca. Give Becca a round of applause.
Right.
Becca, meet Lucas. Lucas, meet Becca. This is your assistant. He's going to help you.
Now, Lucas, I've got something for you.
Right. Lucas, it's for you.
So this is the small one. Now, if I stand you guys over here, Lucas, have you used one of these before? Are you sure? Because you look like you have. Okay.
I'd say yeah.
Don't ask him for his autograph, please.
And can you tidy up that mess? Dustpan and brush.
No.
Yes, so smoke effects. A major part of what we do, creating atmosphere, sort of lovely sort of effects, and trying to create that kind of sense of elements, so to speak. But we do a lot of kind of smoke effects in spaceships, and Daleks, if the Dalek is smoking or something like that. So we use a variety of different machines based on the environment that we're in.
How does the smoke machine actually work? What actually generates the
bubbles as well. There we go.
I didn't really want the fireballs, but anyway.
There we go. So yes, it's so a major part of what we do is flame and putting people in dangerous places. But it's up to my job to make sure that those dangerous places are safe but still dangerous. So
we're pretty close.
Pretty close. Let's get a little bit closer.
You can feel the
Let's have a little bit more fire. There you go. Ooh, there we go. See. There you go.
And is that propane?
That's propane, but it's all controllable, and we basically just play with the valve, and that gives us the level. So I've already preset those levels, so I know that when you're there, you're okay, but when you're on that white line, you're not okay.
Now here's the thing, you've been working on this show for 10 years? 9 years?
9 years.
9 years.
So nearly 10.
And in the cut and thrust of telly, and time is a big issue, you've got to get this scene done.
Yes.
Do things go wrong, especially with things like fire? Have you ever had
nothing ever goes wrong.
I kind of not believing you.
Look, and I guess there would have been a question about this later. Has it all gone wrong? Yeah, okay, fine. I set David Tennant's hair on fire. Yeah, you noticed it was quite, and then now and then it's a bit, that's kind of right.
He does wear a lot of hairspray.
He does, yeah. I've also, do you know that scene in the Christmas episode when the doctor comes down the fireplace? Mm-hmm. Remember that bit? Do you remember there's a big fireball that comes out the fireplace? That wasn't meant to happen. It looked great. I was like, wow. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen.
Does that happen a lot when something does go wrong? Actually, it's quite good.
Yeah, that's
no
quite
one
good.
died.
Yeah, but the problem is, Gordon Seed, he's a stuntman who's here doing a stunt show later on in the other arena. He was meant to come down after the soot, but because there was a fireball, so basically we had this amazing fireball. It actually made the cut, and I think it looks good, right?
I think it's amazing.
And there we are. There we go. Yeah, there we are. And also, I'll give you one more. There's not loads. This is about it. But they all happen with Matt's episodes. But Matt Smith, first episode, Sonic. Remember that bit, and then it sparks. Yeah. Remember his reaction? That one? Yeah, I couldn't burn his finger. You can ask.
Come here now, or be destroyed.
Hello. Yes, I will be mostly speaking like this. That would be quite boring, wouldn't it? Are you enjoying yourselves? Oh, you like queuing? It's great, isn't it, queuing? I love it. Straight after this, I'm going to do some queuing. Now, this is Nicola, who's doing the signing, and I just want you to see how she signs for Daleks. You will be exterminated. you all agree with that. Now, my elementary mathematics tells me that after 5 comes 6. Yeah, am I right? Oh, the 6th Doctor, the lovely Colin Baker! Is the longest running Doctor because he did 3 years on the BBC and then had to wait until 1996 to do the TV movie. So he was the Doctor for ages. It's the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy.
I'm still Doctor Who on audio tapes, on audio discs, and I still love all that thing. Now, the other day I had to go to Buckingham Palace. And so, you know, I suppose I thought I'd give it a go. And to get in, you had to have an electricity bill. And a few other things, and no guns were allowed. When I got to the palace gate, the head of security was there, and I had my envelope full of all this tedious documentation. And he stuck his head in the car. He said, "Hello, Tom, I saw you in Waitrose the other day and tempted them. Just wave me through."
It was like being offered part of your childhood hero. As an actor, I often thought about being in the series, but never dreamt that I would actually end up playing the part. You know, how it might just change my life, of course you don't know, because we've lived with it now since we did it. So I don't think it particularly catapulted me anywhere, but it certainly didn't hinder me, and I've always been very, very happy to maintain, ever since the day I left, really maintain my association with Doctor Who, because I love it as a series. So yes, it has changed my life. Of course, you know, we get invited to wonderful places and we spend weekends with people telling us how wonderful we are. And that's really not hard work, is it?
I came in and I stood in the doorway and I said, "I am the Doctor." And there was only the briefest of pauses before she said, "That's nice, dear. Could you put the rubbish out?"
Doctor Who, the very first time I was in this place and 1,000 people out there, the guy got up and said to me, "Now, Mr. McCoy, now you've become so universally famous, are you worried about being shot?" I was standing, well, they shot John Lennon, oh my God. So I hid behind the couch. And they didn't shoot me. So you never know. I thought Colin Baker's fans would come up and try and kill me, but they didn't. They couldn't shoot straight.
Thank you to our four Dr. Dan, to our host, Nicholas Briggs. And for those of you who don't classic Doctor Who, please remember that the classic stage is up on the 3rd floor, I believe, with the classic episodes and panels and screenings.
Fantastic time. At this fantastic event. I've been out mingling and having a look and spending a fortune on all the merchandise because I've got my kids with me. I'm sure a lot of you have done exactly the same, yeah? Everyone bought the sonic screwdrivers, expensive bits of memorabilia, the odd fairs, yeah? It's not just me, is it? Anyway, what we're doing here today is getting the insight into the Doctor Who. We're here for the 50th celebration, of course, and we've got some of the people who are right on the front line who are going to be sitting on these red settees with me now. So, let me do the introductions. Firstly, a man who's produced Doctor Who for the last 2 years, including the episode we're going to watch tonight. Please welcome Marcus Wilson. Lead writer and executive producer. Please welcome Stephen Moffat. We have a young lady who has taken the role of Doctor's companion to a new level, playing Clara Oswald, who's recently revealed as the girl who saved the Doctor in all his incarnations. Please welcome Gemma Coleman. All on a grand tour of the universe for the past 4 fabulous years. Please welcome the 11th Doctor himself, Mr. Matt Smith! No, I shouldn't encourage that. It's saying your thing. Don't rush the stage. you're like a rock audience. It is a rock audience. And I guess this is the rockstar Doctor that we've had here, or sat here. Now we've seen various different Doctors from all different eras here.
I don't remember that your name had yet appeared on the list. It was just I was saying, can't we have some older people? Yeah. I mean, I thought he's going to have to flirt with a river song, he's going to have to be all these things, and he's got to be a dangerous stranger from outer space, and there are no young boys who can play that part. Do you know, generally speaking, I'm right. Generally speaking, that's absolutely spot on. Because the other younger ones, it doesn't work for them. With Matt, who somehow manages to create an old Doctor in those eyes and in those mannerisms and in that mad old bottom that he suddenly became, it just works. And of course, the moment you see a young man without affectation playing an old man, it's arresting, it's extraordinary. You can't take your eyes off it.
When did Matt first come into consciousness? When
he came in for the very first person we ever auditioned for the role of Dr. Watson in Sherlock. He was the very first person through the door, and we all thought he was terrific. I remember Kate Rhodes James, who was casting director on Sherlock, said he's so compelling now. But the fact is, what I said at the time was, he's more Sherlock Holmes than Dr. Watson, and we already had a Sherlock Holmes. So I didn't think he was right for it at all, but he was a very, very good addition. A couple of days later, I saw him for Doctor Who, and we more or less, really was decided on the spot when we had to go through the process. I presume, Matt, you just thought I ran every television series in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. It was such a strange thing, and actually, with Jenna's first audition, me and Stephen, after, it was a day after her first audition, and we went to our friend's party, Piers, who used to produce the show, and Jenna came with her boyfriend randomly and bumped into me and Stephen, and poor Jenna was like, oh God. It's funny how it all works.
What was your first audition like? What do you remember?
I remember everything. There was a goldfish in the corner. I wore a tweed blazer. It was in this really weird carpeted room. I did the scene from the 11th Hour, which I read and was just like, wow, what? Because I hadn't seen much Doctor Who because it wasn't on the telly really when I was a kid, and I didn't engage with it much. So I read the 11th Hour and was like, oh my God, this is spellbindingly good.
So before then you weren't desperate to get the role?
Well, it just wasn't in my consciousness. And then my mum texted me and said, you should be, because I had a scarf that I used to wear at uni, which was like a sort of Tom Bakery scarf. And yeah, it wasn't as long, but it was like patterned and stuff. Not just because I thought it was cool, not because I thought it was like Tom Baker, which turns out is cool. And she said, you should be the next Doctor Who. And then the next day, literally, I got a call from agent saying, do you want to go and audition for Dr. Who? I was like, alright, why not?
It's so interesting that you didn't have the yearning and the obsession that so many other people have. And you were so right for that role.
Yeah, and in a way, I think maybe, hopefully, that sort of worked in my favour, because I just sort of treated it like any other audition. And now I'm like, now if I auditioned for it, I'd be like, oh God.
Okay, let's see you in action then. This is a clip of Matt from the very first series.
Here's a better question. Is this world a threat to the Atraxi? Well, come on, you're monitoring the whole planet. Is this world a threat? Are the peoples of this world guilty of any crime by the laws of the Atraxi? Okay. One more, just one. Is this world protected? So you know the first ones that come here? Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them?
Have you ever dressed up as anything?
I have. Well, I have 2 Silurian guns in my house. And I don't know how to take them back now because I've had them there for a very long while. You can't really casually walk into the prop store and say, just put that back. I have too.
Let's keep them. Another question there. Hi, who are you?
Hi.
Where are you? Sorry.
Where?
Right, tell us your question.
Mark.
Where are you? We can't tell.
I'm right here!
Hello. There's no light on you, I'm really sorry. It's just got the guy who's dressed as Peter Davison for, or is it Sylvester McCoy?
We can see you now, we can see you.
Go on, tell us your question.
Hey, Mark!
Yeah?
I love you!
Oh, right back at you, dude.
What's your name again? Tell us your name again.
Charles Louis Kennedy, but you can just call me Charles.
Hi, Charles. Good to meet you, Charles.
Would you like to be the doctor one day, Charles?
If I could do it with Matt Smith or David Brennan, yes.
Hey,
Or be a Dalek.
You like to be a Dalek?
One day.
What, yeah?
Is that the best enemy or monster that you like?
I love Daleks,
Right, is that it? That's your question?
Well, my sister's got a question.
Go on, ask us a question. What's your sister called?
Say,
Hello. What's your question?
which TARDIS do you like the best?
Oh, she can see that.
Which TARDIS do I like the best? Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? Crikey. Well, I'm lucky that I've had 2, and I have different, I like one of mine the best, obviously. So between the 2, I like them both for different reasons. I liked my old one because to fly, there was quite nice, this sounds really silly, but there's quite nice rhythms. It has quite a sort of nice rhythmic feel to it. And the new one's got a spinny thing, which I quite like too. And like David's